It is 7:44. Thanks for being with us here this morning. And many patients and families may remember former Rainbow Babies neurosurgeon, not just for his skill, but for his efforts to lift young patients' spirits. Now he's an author sharing a fresh perspective on what makes medicine work. Let's send it over to senior health correspondent Monica Robbins in Studio B. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Dave. I'm so excited for this one. Dr. Alan Cohen is a world-renowned neurosurgeon and knows a thing or two about the latest in technology, especially regarding kids with brain tumors. But he is back in Cleveland, where many of his patients still live, and he's launching a book that shines a light on a part of medicine that should not be missed. Dr. Cohen, thank you so much for coming back into town from Johns Hopkins.
Nice to see you again, Monica.
All right, so let's talk about this book. What is it and what inspired you?
So the book is Comfort Always, and this is the first time I've written for a general audience. I'm a pediatric neurosurgeon. That's a field that I didn't know existed when I was in medical school. And the book is about the forgotten art of healing in this current age of technology. It's lessons learned over the past 4 decades, where I cared for patients as a pediatric neurosurgeon, patients who have brain tumors. And the idea that we know of is that technologies have made great inroads in our ability to take care of patients. But if not managed correctly, it can drive a wedge between the doctor and the patient. And what gets forgotten is the art of humanity, the comfort and kindness and optimism and humor and hope. Those things are very important, and so technology and humanity are synergistic, and we've tended to forget the second part of that, the humanity.
One of the things you were so wonderful at was making your patients laugh. You know, you're legendary as Elvis. You would dress up as Elvis and you know, make not only the patients but the staff and the parents, you know, very, very comfortable. Talk about that. What are you know, how does that impact what people are doing? Not saying every neurosurgeon should dress up in a costume, but the impact of laughter and humor and those types of things.
These are the softer things in the art of healing. And here, when we were at Rainbow, we had Elvis Day, and these kids with brain tumors never even heard of Elvis. But on January 8th, we would get together on stage, and we would sing karaoke, and it was a release. I think humor is what we call vitamin H. It's very helpful in the art of healing. The Old Testament said that a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. And it's helpful because the kids sometimes can help their parents get through these ordeals. One of the most difficult things I ever do is to tell a parent, I'm sorry to have to say this, but your child has a brain tumor. And we can do a lot more in the treatment right now, but it changes the life of the child and the family and everybody. And one of the unique things about being a pediatric neurosurgeon is you become a member of the family. It's a very intense and gratifying position. But we did Elvis Day to try to help the patients heal. And unfortunately, my own family told me when they heard me sing, not to quit my day job, but I'm still trying.
Talk about your patients. What did you learn from them that kept you going for 40 years?
Well, again, these kids are courageous in their own right, and you can imagine what it's like to be told that your child has a brain tumor, and it turns the life of the entire family upside down. But sometimes the strength of the child helps the family heal. And that's what I learned from these kids. They're very strong and courageous, and they often are the people that drive the care for their entire family.
Tonight is very special for you. You're launching the book here in Cleveland. Why?
The book launches in Cleveland because these are stories of patients with brain tumors that I've cared for over a period of 40 years. And some of the patients are going to be there at the library tonight as we're going to do a book reading. Some of their parents are there. Some of them have grown up now. They have children of their own. And it's very moving. One of the mothers, Nora, was crying tearfully every day for 6 weeks when her child had a brain tumor. It was a benign brain tumor that we were able to remove. And she still cries every time I speak to her. She makes me cry, but the tumor was benign, it's removed, He's now a father. He just had a daughter born 2 weeks ago, and it's a happy story, but it changes the life, and it's something that you never forget.
And you will be reading your book tonight at Beechwood Library from 7 to 8.
I'm doing a book reading and a book signing at the Beechwood Library because this is where the majority of the cases that I did come from, and it's got Rainbow has a very special place in my heart.
All right, Dr. Cohen, thank you so much. And for anyone who needs to get some ideas on going through a difficult diagnosis, this is probably the book to read, right?
Thanks so much, Monica.
All right, back to you, Dave.
All right, I can see why you're excited about this interview. Monica, great job. Thank you very much.